What is up, my gamers? Welcome back to this epic video. Am I suffering, please? I'm suffering eternal pain. Now, welcome back, guys. Last video, I got some feedback on my last video I made, and while I am making a lot of views off that video, I feel like that video wasn't as coherent as I would have liked it to be. As in the description of the video, I specifically mentioned that I was trying to practice a new editing style. Because, I have editing software now, and I guess I was too overly, I was trying to combine three footage, the intro, and I kind of screwed up on my, last one, and so I really, it was a clusterfuck, and so, I hope this video is way more coherent, as I think I tried to take too much of this controversy, and I tried doing everything at once, but I think it's best I take this one step at a time. I think that'd be way better for keeping things coherent and nice and easily to digest. And speaking of structure, I will be dividing this video according to subject matter and that sort of thing. And like I said in the original video, I would like to take it from the end, or the end of an age cycle or a controversy, and go back to what the subject matter was about. And this video is going to be about accountability. Onision this is going to be the first part of this new series I'm making. It's called According to, blank, According to Onision. Now, it's going to be about specific subjects, that sort of thing, and I kind of got the idea off Rogue, the Internet Man, and Base Shaman, which I think are really good channels, and you should definitely check them out. And also, speaking of which, I'd really like you guys to subscribe, hit notifications, and if you enjoy my content, like the video, and keep up to date with this new series, I'm going to be doing this for a while until it loses its relevance. Now, enough of me rambling. Now let's get into the video. Now let's get into accountability according to Onision. Now, accountability, like I said in my original video, how Onision addresses criticism or being called out by different people is a very interesting phenomenon that occurs, as I don't really see that many YouTubers really talk about how the specific Onision way he talks about issues, and all they really mention is that he's dishonest, or he's a bit insensitive, or very out of tone, especially with the stuff that people are accusing Onision of doing, like I said, including but not limited to pedophilia, kidnapping, breaking, destroying, cutting down the wetlands and that sort of thing, and also sexually abusing his partners, and mentally and physically and sexually abusing his partners. Now, you would think Onision, after being in the YouTube sphere for 20 years, would realize how to properly respond to criticism, especially now that, Onision is in especially deep shit with Chris Hansen, the fucking guy that can smell a pedophile and meet 100 miles away and can tell what type of sandwich they ate last week. Yeah, that Chris Hansen. Now, you think he's been on this platform for nearly 20 years, longer than I've been longer than I've been alive for, on the internet for longer than I've been around, and you think that he would have a good idea of how to respond to, or at least address criticism. No, of course not, because because according to Onision, yeah, I said it, yes, I said the line, now it's a full series, and like, but to get on back on subject, Onision says, like, according to him, if he made an actual serious video talking about, like, trying to justify or like trying to address the criticism and the allegations against him, that would, in his mind, that would be admitting that he did something wrong, which he most likely has. And like, but still, like, in his mind, if he were to address the criticism or like do something like that, then that would mean that he would be admitting to misconduct, which makes it, apparently in his world, makes it seem like he's evil or something, because like, as we all know, admitting our problems is a sign of weakness. That's basically it. Like, for a guy that keeps going on about males kind of this problem of like trying to deny stuff, like, you know, like he makes constant, like, ever since he's been on the internet, actually, he's made videos and stuff about like how men are a bunch of rapists, evil rape, except for him, of course. He's a nice guy, but every other man, they're a bunch of evil rapists. Like, but even then, Onision not only looks like a rapist, but also acts like one, in the way that he kind of has this idea of like admitting he was wrong, is a very beta male sort of thing or whatever, and like Onision just doesn't. And so what does he do? If okay, let's say somehow Onision has been completely innocent this entire time. Onision hasn't done a single thing. He's a pure soul who hasn't hurt a single person, even though I know it's ridiculous, but like, let's say he hasn't done anything. Well, he ain't fucking helping himself, because whenever he's addressing like being an actual fucking predator, he just looks, like I say, he looks at videos of him, of like memes and shit, saying, I'm innocent, or like trying to be joking about it. Like, Christian can formulate way better responses than you can, Onision. It's like, it's so like fucking like, he tries to act like confident, like a cool alpha Chad or whatever. But I know I keep using that because, you know, Strange Yells, but it's fucking true. It's like, that's legitimately how he thinks that alpha Chad would act or whatever. And like, but really, it just makes him look even more suspicious, or like, it just makes him look creepier, or it just makes him look like an insensitive asshole or something, like, you know. It's like, Onision just has no real idea of how to address criticism, and it's like, or like being called wrong or something, and like, and also just like, and like Onision, like, his less serious stuff, like when he's like making fun of people who eat meat or something, or like being uncircumcised, and it's like, oh, like, he doesn't like address like, oh, this is my opinion. No, he says like, oh, it's fact. Because if he says his opinion, then there would be the possibility that his opinion is wrong. And, well, unlike him, I'm not going to try asserting my moral superiority over him, but to most people, according to me, what Onision says about meat eaters is wrong. Like, you know, just like, what he says about them is very wrong. Is like, you know, it's like, of course, I eat meat, and it's like look at this. You don't get this from eating veggie patties, you know? I mean, like, you know, it's just like, Onision claims that meat eaters, all people who eat meat, are a bunch of murderous psychos who only eat meat because that's what they do. And it's like, he doesn't even address the fact that, like, humans are naturally omnivores, and I don't really have a problem with anyone being vegan. It's just like, like anyone can be a fucking preachy asshole. Like I bet you could be a preachy asshole about like the light of like I don't know, like like the pet movie, like the world of pets or something. Like maybe you could say that's the perfect thing and all religious texts are invalid. But like but according to Onision, it's not just he's insightful, but he's always right. And like I said, that's a very cultish way of thinking. As Onision, like I said in my original video, he's a very well, he acts like a fucking cult leader when he's like addressing his fans, because it's not like coming from like on his Onision Speaks channel. It's not like just a guy who's experienced giving advice or his take on stuff. It's like no, it's like according to Onision, he is always right about everything. There's absolutely no way he could ever be wrong about things. Like, it's like, yeah, like Onision has this very cult mentality, and he tries to enforce that on his fan base, and also Onision, like his Twitter is even fucking worse, because I think Onision, okay, when Onision was making, most of his tweets revolve around his fans calling him daddy or something, oh, how do you like being my daddy, how do you like me being your daddy, it's daddy, ooh, what's this, or something like that. That's literally, it's like basically the same response, just said a bit differently. But also, if that was it, I wouldn't really say, that's just gonna be a side note. But Onision actually fucking responded to Chris Hansen. Now, you would think that he would be, I don't know, a bit more mature. It's he's you'd be a bit more, I guess, mature or whatever, when he's responding to this guy, especially with how he's addressed other YouTubers and people in general. You would think he would be a bit more, I guess, fucking outraged, but no. According to him, Chris Hansen and him are good old pals, Gregory and Chris Hansen. Even though, in fact, according to Onision, Chris Hansen is his daddy. Oh yeah. Did I mention Onision as a fucking sicko? I'm not fucking around. He basically Onision was trying to have this big gag sort of thing, or it's oh, he's just my daddy. Oh, Chris-san, Chris-sama, something like that, which, I mean, I guess I can kind of see that as, him trying to be more confident, trying not to submit to, from what I can understand, it's just him. I guess it was this kind of way of saying, oh, I'm not afraid of you, but all it just makes him look like is, I don't know. I mean, I guess if his interactions with Chris Hansen stopped there, then I guess it could have worked until it was revealed that Chris Hansen was actually Chris Hansen, and Onision contacted Chris Hansen and said that he would appear on his show if he was given about $100,000 or so. Yep. Yeah, Onision wanted to be paid in order to call himself out. It's so, it's just such, Onision is a bitch. He's a cuck-ass bitch. And I'm not, that claim is even baseless, as I think he made a comedy video about his spouse, who for some reason is staying with him, Kai, who's a transgendered man. And what I mean that is he's a chick that turned into a dude. Yeah, that's what I meant. And basically, he had this whole video about him being cucked by, I think it was one of the people he and Kai abused, and it was like, oh, you're chill. It was, I don't even want to fucking say it because it makes me nauseous whenever I fucking think about that. Because like, I think it was like their foster daughter that they fucking abused and shit, and tried grooming her to become a their they're I just feel fucking sick. Like their sex slave. It was something like, it's usual, just normal day in Onision land. Just a normal day where teenagers are constantly being abused. Just a normal fucking day. Where teenagers are groomed to be Onision sex toys. And like, oh yeah, and also Onision, like I said, he kind of has like this god complex. I think, I think Onision just kind of views himself as like Lelouch or Kira, Light Yagami or something, and what he ends up doing is just becoming Light Turner from the Netflix adaptation. Like he actually fucking looks like him, and like he just thinks by acting cool that I acting like this funny quirky person, he's off the hook, even though that series was I remember watching a video about how if the Kira murders, if Death Note took place 10 years later, then the murders would be they would have found out Light sooner, they would find him out really quick, quicker than in a year or so, rather than it being 10 years. And it was by imaginary axis, and it was a pretty interesting video. And here's the thing, Onision fucking proves that. He fucking bases an entire mentality off fucking Light from, Death Note. And that fucking mentality is fucking flawed, especially when in the age of information where your activities are constantly being monitored. But you could argue, the age of information is bad because government watching you for your alien GF you stole from Area 51. And yeah, I couldn't agree that it has been a bitch and a half to keep my alien GF hidden. But sometimes, when the internet does its job right, it does it right. And Onision's a prime example of that. And Onision has, much like Light, he also has this god complex that, I can't be touched by you mortal, and claims, though he doesn't do it all, kind of does this somewhat as a joke, joking around about, how he's a god and everyone's wrong, because he is Super Jesus Boy 2, the Electric Boogaloo or something. And, I just, please just watch the video, please, to the end. I really fucking need money. I'm doing this to save you from him, from this predatory creep. I really fucking need money, and I need views, and I need fame, because I'm an insecure person. Okay, back on subject. What he was, fucking what I was talking about. And also, oh yeah, and Onision does this, he jokes around about being a god or something on that. In fact, I think he named his Twitter for the longest time God, or it was something like that. It was God at Onision. It was something like that. And I think I named my Tumblr God, but I meant that as an actual fucking joke. But Onision, I genuinely believe that he doesn't. He actually believes himself to be a god or something along those lines. As when he's making a serious response video or something like that, he's he claims that his critics are evil people, and they doing something claiming they're a pedophile or something like that, and also to claiming that they don't wash their pubes, they don't wash their genitals. I think that was a point when one of his spouses, when one of his victims fled from him, and one of the things that he did when she left him was that he and Kai made a video. I think it was Shiloh. I'm not very. Who fucking cares? Well, made a video about how Onision, how like according to him, Kai didn't wash their Kai still with like one of his partners left him, and him and Kai claimed that she didn't wash their her genital, her vagina, and yeah, that's the world we're living in. If you don't wash your pee pee, then you are evil super Hitler, according to Onision. And Onision also has this other weird point where it's like, Onision claims that, oh, if you look into a person's internet history, then you're going to find stuff that no one likes or whatever. And that's kind of the thing he made, like a joking video about one of his critics apologizing to him. And he's like, and of course, in that video, he's a super alpha Chad because of course he is. And his critic is acting like, oh, like, remember that time when you were 8? And it was like basically joking around saying that, like, if you look, like, the point of that video is that if you look into somebody's internet history for a very long time, then you're going to find some really fucked up shit, which, I mean, yeah, I guess you do, I mean, he kind of does have a point, but it's also being said by a guy that has done some really fucked up shit. I mean, I guess there is, I guess his 14-year-old fans are like, oh, that's so deep, and it's like, but to me, and to pretty much 99% of the population of Earth and the Intergalactic Federation and the Gamer Nation, like, it's just like, Onision, you do realize that doesn't take away from the fact, like, just because we can see, like, yeah, I mean, of course, like, we can see, like, we can pretty much see all the fucked up shit you've done. It's like, but even then, you still did some really fucked up shit, Onision. Greg, like, that doesn't take a, like, that point is like, oh, like, if you look at, it's like, if you look into a video camera long enough, then you're gonna find people breaking in. It's like that fucking shit. It's like, it's still, yeah, I mean, people are going to do stuff because, internet has an anonymity and stuff, but also, that still doesn't take away from the fact that, Greg, you have actually done that shit. Like, I know people joke around about, oh, I meant, Stuart, like, it's like, kill yourself and whatnot, but still, it's like, but Onision, but Gregory, you have actually fucking done that shit. You have actually fucking abused your fucking girlfriends. You made fun of, like, people weaker than yourself, either self-harm, obesity, or fucking anorexia, and, like, you have, like, picked on so many, like, you have done, and also, you fucking destroyed your fucking wetlands, and, like, like, one of the most valuable ecosystems on the planet, and claim that the only reason you got caught was because of your hippie neighbor. And, like, also, something Onision does is that, like, he keeps switching political beliefs if it, like, conveniences him or something. And, like, one of the things he does, like, I think when his Patreon got shut down when he was going on a rampage, like, when he was acting calm for once, Onision acted like, oh, it's all cancel culture, even though people that do use, like, people who do say cancel culture is a thing, when they look at your shit, they would realize, oh shit, this guy is legitimately a creep. And, like, he tries to get, like, he tries to get the more right-leaning people to sympathize with him, as he's a victim of cancel culture. Even though he's also done some very similar shit with Eugenia Cooney and Shane Dawson, by claiming that, oh, I only want to cancel Eugenia Cooney's channel is because I don't want her to think that having an ED will make her popular, and if you support her in a legitimate way, then you're contributing to her illness. It was something like that, and like Onision has directly contributed to cancel culture, and also I think I'm trying. My brain is fucking on airplane mode, and it's like my brain is losing a brain, like, no, it's like a mass suit, like every brain cell in my body is doing a rape of man king. It's like everyone is just committing mass genocide on one another, and I'm just so fucking tired. And it's like, and like Onision like just claims that, and also he kind of like, I'm trying to fucking remember. Like he claims not to be a Democrat, but like also he just like I don't. I'm trying to like he claims not to be a Democrat. It's like Onision isn't like, because that would imply that he idolizes people that are better than him, and of course, like I think that's the reason. Like it's not really that he necessarily disagrees with any political belief, like the radical parts. Is just like, if he were to look up the political belief, that he would have to admit that someone is better than him, and of course that's impossible. And like, it's like, and also, even though Onision claims that Shane Dawson was a pedophile, in his book that was released this year, twice in the book he demonizes child predators in that book, and a shit ton of times in his in the entirety of his trilogy. Even though in the Reaper's Creek, that part of the book was about one of the main protagonists of the book was a child predator. And the funniest thing is she claims that, oh, it was good for you to kill the child predator. Bitch, you are a child predator. I'm going fucking insane and I don't know what to do. Oh, we live in a society. I'm losing my fucking mind. And also, the point is, Onision, he just thinks that by acting like a fucking idiot, by acting like a super cool alpha Chad, he's going, people are just going to seem if he's acting cool, then he hasn't done anything wrong, even though there's evidence everywhere that says Onision has done some very fucked up shit. And it's so, there's no, I don't think even if he did have a Clint Eastwood demeanor, nothing can take away from the fact that he has done some very fucked up shit. And it's Onision just doesn't understand that. And no matter how much you suck off Chris Hansen and claim that he's your daddy, it's nothing's going to change the fact that you are a predator. Nothing until I'm given proof that you are innocent, Gregory. You are not in, you have, there's been countless victims of yours that have claimed that you have, I'm not a Me Too guy, but also what I'm trying to say here is that there's overwhelming evidence that claims that Onision is a fucking predatory, fucking lying, manipulative piece of shit. That any political belief would believe that, hey, he's a shitty person and he's a fucking parasite. There's no person that would sympathize with him. And that's the end of the video. Onision thinks he's a god, and he just thinks he's above criticism. And thank you for watching the end of the video. You guys have a great day. I love you. Sayonara, my son. Bye.